Hello and welcome. Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea, became one of the most recognizable figures in sports entertainment. WWE confirmed that the 71-year-old Hogan died of cardiac arrest at his Clearwater, Florida home on July 24, 2025. His death came just a month after a major neck fusion surgery. In his prime, Hogan helped transform pro wrestling into a global phenomenon, twice being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame and winning 12 World Championships. In this video, we'll explore the full life and legacy of this larger-than-life figure. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this deep dive into Hulk Hogan's story. Let's get started. Terry Gene Bollea was born on August 11, 1953 in Augusta, Georgia. He was the youngest son of Pete Bollea, a construction foreman, and Ruth Moody Bollea, a homemaker and dance instructor. The family soon moved to South Tampa, Florida, where young Terry grew up. Even as a child, he was very large and was bullied. By age 12, he weighed 195 pounds and hid his body under baggy shirts. In Robinson High School, Tampa, he found a group of friends who shared a passion for wrestling and sports entertainment. Although Hogan was a gifted athlete, injuries ended his early dreams of professional baseball. He had attracted MLB scouts, but damaged his arm in his senior year of high school. He briefly attended Hillsborough Community College and the University of South Florida, studying business and even playing bass guitar in a rock cover band called Ruckus. Terry never completed a college degree. Instead, he spent most of his time lifting weights and training in a Tampa area wrestling gym owned by Jack and Jerry Briscoe. Encouraged by the Briscoe brothers, Bollea began wrestling under various stage names, Super Destroyer, Terry Boulder, etc., on small southeastern U.S. circuits in 1978 to 1979. During this period, he was nicknamed the Hulk after overshadowing bodybuilder Lou Ferrigno on a Memphis TV show. By 1979, his wrestling ability had caught the eye of Vince McMahon Sr., who invited him to join the then WWF. McMahon gave Bollea the moniker Hulk Hogan, a nod to the Marvel Comics hero, and his own hulking physique. Rise to wrestling stardom. Hogan made his WWF debut in late 1979 and soon became the face of the company's national expansion in the 1980s. In 1984, he won his first WWF World Heavyweight Championship by defeating the Iron Sheik. This victory launched the era of Hulkamania, in which Hogan's big guy persona and catchphrases energized an entire generation of fans. At WrestleMania 3 in 1987, Hogan famously body-slammed the 520 pounds Andre the Giant, a moment WWE calls the slam heard round the world. He would go on to hold a total of 12 world titles, 6 in WWS/WWE and 6 in WCW, headlining multiple WrestleMania events and fronting the promotion's most-watched TV specials. Hogan was twice inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, in 2005, inducted by Sylvester Stallone, and again in 2020 as a member of the New World Order team. By many accounts, he is regarded as one of the greatest and most popular wrestlers of all time. A Sports Illustrated cover in 1985 labeled him wrestling's Topanada, and later noted he was to pro wrestling what Babe Ruth was to baseball, cementing his status as a transformative sports figure. WCW, Hollywood Hogan, and comebacks. In 1993, Hogan left the WWF to pursue Hollywood opportunities. He joined WCW, backed by media mogul Ted Turner, in 1994 and initially portrayed his classic hero character. However, in 1996, he turned heel bad guy and adopted the villainous nickname Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Along with fellow wrestlers Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, he formed the New World Order NWO faction. This shockingly successful heel turn made WCW even more popular and triggered the late 90s Monday Night Wars ratings battle. By 1999, Hogan began reverting to his red and yellow hero image. And in 2002, he returned to WWE to close out his in-ring career. At SummerSlam 2006, he wrestled Randy Orton in what was billed as his final WWE match. He had a brief stint in TNA Wrestling, now Impact Wrestling, but largely retired after 2012. In all, Hogan's acted career spanned about 35 years. Acting and other media. Hogan capitalized on his fame with numerous film and TV roles. He made his feature film debut as Thunderlips in Rocky III, 1982, in which Sylvester Stallone recalled Hogan delivered the most amazing punches. Hogan went on to star in family/action films, such as No Holds Barred in 1989, Suburban Commando 1991, Mr. Nanny 1993, and Santa with Muscles 1996. None were as successful as Rocky III, and many later projects were commercially weak, but they kept him in the public eye as a movie actor. On television, Hogan made dozens of guest appearances. In the mid-1980s, he showed up as himself on scripted shows. A 1986 episode of A Love Boat, 1987's Dolly Variety Show as wrestler Dolly Parton's partner, and an episode of Baywatch in 1996. He also hosted or produced reality and competition series. From 2005 to 2007, Hogan and his then-wife Linda and their children starred in the VH1 reality show Hogan Knows Best, which followed their family life. In 2008, he co-hosted American Gladiators with Layla Ali and later starred on Hulk Hogan's Celebrity Championship Wrestling. Endorsements and business ventures. Beyond wrestling and acting, Hogan tried many business ventures and endorsements. In 1995, he opened a themed restaurant called Hulk Hogan's Pustomania at Minnesota's Mall of America, though it closed within a year. A decade later, he turned to branded products. In 2006, he launched Hogan Energy, an energy drink, and the line of frozen Hogster cheeseburger patties. He famously quipped that he was passed over for the George Foreman grill endorsement, so he ended up with the Hulkamania meatball maker instead. More recently, in 2024, Hogan debuted Real American Beer, a light lager sold across multiple states. Hogan also lent his name to merchandise. For years, WWE licensed Hulkamania clothing and accessories. He opened retail stores in Florida under the name Hogan's Beach Shop, selling t-shirts and collectibles. Although after Hogan's 2015 scandal, the shops severed ties with him. Altogether, Hogan's ventures reflect a savvy use of his brand name and likeness in products and endorsements. Personal life and family. Hogan's off-screen life was both public and tumultuous. In 1983, he married Linda Claridge, and they had two children, daughter Brooke, born 1988, and son Nick, born 1990. The family lived in Florida and appeared together on Hogan Knows Best. However, their marriage ended amid scandal. Linda filed for divorce in 2007 after 24 years, citing Hogan's infidelity, including an affair with Brooke's friend. The divorce was finalized in 2009. Reports indicate Linda received the majority of the couple's assets. After his divorce, Hogan dated Jennifer McDaniel. They wed in December 2010. This marriage lasted about a decade. Hogan announced their divorce in 2022. In July 2023, he announced his engagement to yoga instructor Sky Daly, roughly 25 years his junior, and they married in September 2023. Sky Daly became his third wife. Throughout his adult life, Hogan remained publicly Christian. He often spoke of having been saved at age 14 and credited faith with keeping him on the right path. In late 2023, he was baptized at Indian Rocks Baptist Church in Largo, Florida. The marriage to Sky and his renewed faith were prominent parts of Hogan's final chapter, health issues and death. In retirement, Hogan suffered many of the ailments common to longtime wrestlers. He underwent multiple surgeries for spinal and joint issues. In January 2013, he sued a clinic that performed back surgeries, alleging they caused worse problems. By the mid-2020s, he had significant arthritis, scoliosis, and repeated neck injuries. In May 2025, Hogan successfully underwent cervical spine fusion surgery. Just weeks later, on July 24, 2025, Hogan suffered a sudden cardiac arrest at his Clearwater home. Emergency responders were called, and Hogan was rushed to Morton Plant Hospital, but he was pronounced dead at age 71. WWE issued a statement expressing shock and sorrow at the loss of the Hall of Famer. His passing made headlines worldwide, often noting his status as one of wrestling's most influential figures. Legacy. Hulk Hogan's impact on sports entertainment is undeniable. His mid-80s WWF run helped turn wrestling into a pop culture phenomenon, as People magazine noted. he helped WWE achieve global recognition in the 1980s. Sports Illustrated likened his influence to Babe Ruth's on baseball. He headlined 8 of the first 9 WrestleManias, held the longest title reign of that era, and was a 2-time Royal Rumble winner. Hogan's colorful style and charisma drew a multi-billion-dollar audience to wrestling. Even after his death, many stars, from actor Sylvester Stallone to wrestler The Rock, credited Hogan with breaking barriers for future generations. He remains a defining symbol of the 1980s wrestling boom. His legacy is also mixed by controversies. Notably, a sex tape and racist comments leaked in 2015 that led to WWE suspending him. Hogan publicly apologized, was reinstated in the Hall of Fame in 2018, and later spoke about learning from those mistakes. Overall, fans and historians view Hogan as a flawed but pivotal figure, one of the most famous and successful wrestlers ever, whose Hulkamania movement introduced wrestling to millions more. Lifestyle, wealth, and assets. At the time of his death, Hulk Hogan's estimated net worth was around $25 million. This fortune came largely from his wrestling career, media projects, and business ventures. He lived a lavish Florida lifestyle. For many years, his primary residence was a 5,000-square-foot mansion on Clearwater Beach, built in 2009 and purchased for roughly $3.3 million. The beachfront estate featured amenities like an elevator, pool, and 2 hot tubs. Earlier, he had owned a 17,000-square-foot Mediterranean-style estate in Bel Air. He put that home on the market for $6.2 million in 2009. He also owned a Gulf View bungalow, 2,000 square feet, on the beach, reportedly bought for about $1.6 million. Hogan's passion for cars was well known. He amassed a collection of classic muscle cars and exotic vehicles. In 2024, a magazine report showed him showcasing some of his automobiles, including a 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner, red with black stripes, a 1968 Dodge Charger R/T with custom power switches, a Dodge Demon, and a 1971 Plymouth Cuda with a Hemi engine. He also owned a Chevy Caprice in police trim and other high-performance mop bars. However, his 2009 divorce reportedly cost him several luxury vehicles. Sources say he lost items like a Rolls-Royce, 2 Hummers, and a 1952 Ford F1 pickup to the settlement. Financially, Hogan endorsed products and collected royalties from WWE merchandise for years. By 2025, celebrity net worth and news outlets agreed his lifetime earnings and remaining assets put his net worth in the mid-tens of millions. Despite the setbacks of legal battles, he died a wealthy man who left behind multiple homes and business franchises. Hulk Hogan's life story, from a shy, overweight kid in Florida to the most famous wrestler in the world, and finally to a retiree in Clearwater, spans 7 decades of American pop culture. His influence endures in the countless wrestlers he inspired, the fans he entertained, and the businesses he built. Thank you for watching this documentary-style biography. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you found this video informative.